Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel. Happening now, the candidates for Jamestown mayor. They're responding to the firefighter union's call for action. Details coming up.
Plus, Chautauqua County's top official is continuing to speak out against windmills. But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is standing by with a look at our weather. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Justin and Matt, and happy Tuesday, everybody. And the radar, we can look at the radar all day long, and it will show the exact same thing. Nothing. But we all know as we get into the midweek, the humidity rises, which means the rain chances come up with that. So, again, we think more widespread rain will be tomorrow. It'll become more scattered in nature Thursday and Friday. But, again, neither day is going to be a total washout pretty much by any means. But we do think Wednesday we'll see the better chance for showers and storms as the humidity really soars as we go through the afternoon, especially tomorrow. 68 over 48 was pretty much where we were yesterday. And there's the record for today, 89 setback in 1889. So if you didn't like this 48-degree low temperature this morning, this is the last day of it for at least a while. So through the afternoon today, temperatures soar through the upper 70s. We'll probably end the day around the lower 80s, but along with the temperatures, also comes the humidity, as typical, and it will become even more humid tomorrow with more storms. But will we see a cool down? We'll talk about it in a few minutes. Back to you, Jay and Matt.
Alrighty, Dakota, thank you. Our top story. A day after Jamestown firefighters sounded the alarm about understaffing issues within the department, the three mayoral candidates are reacting to the union's call for action. Jamestown Democrat mayoral candidate Eddie Sundquist tells WNY News Now, in his experience as an attorney, the matter is best left to the negotiating table.
This is a matter of concern that needs to be negotiated between the city and the union. From my perspective, though, I really do believe that the needs of the city have completely changed from years past. We're responding to more EMS calls than ever before, and we need to work with our firefighter union and our firefighters to really address those concerns.
Now, Sundquist says he has spoken to some of the firefighters and looked forward to speaking with the entire union in the coming weeks to hear what they have to say. Libertarian mayoral candidate Andrew Lee Uzzo says, as a sitting city councilman at large, he is unable to comment directly due to the fear of negotiating outside of term, although he promised to listen to everyone involved in the matter. Republican mayoral candidate Dave Wilfong believes the city needs to fix the manpower shortage, but must also find a way to fix ambulance shortages from All-Star EMS.
I want the listeners to realize that the real reason, that the real problem that I see it, is that we've got to find out what the problems are at the All-Star ambulance group to see what's going on with them and their responsibilities to the community also.
Now on Monday, Jamestown Professional Firefighters Association President Sean Schilling says that for the past 2 decades, the city fire department has been seriously understaffed, leaving a, quote, unnecessary risk to city residents. Since 2009, Schilling says the calls for emergency service to the Jamestown Fire Department have steadily increased, while the number of firefighters available to respond have decreased. Jamestown professional firefighters say they are committed to working with officials and community leaders to find solutions that best provide fire and emergency medical services for city residents. Now, WNY News Now also reached out to outgoing Jamestown Mayor Sam Tracy, who has not returned our call.
And in other news, 2 City of Jamestown residents are facing drug charges after Jamestown police say they recovered 91 bags of heroin fentanyl mixture during a traffic stop Monday morning. Jamestown police say that 31-year-old Jonathan Negron Grosario and 42-year-old Melvin Gallarza were arrested following a traffic stop near Jamestown High School at the corner of East 2nd Street and Prendergast Avenue. Police say both are charged with felony third-degree criminal possession of a controlled substance and criminally using drug paraphernalia. Police ask anyone with information into the illegal sales and trafficking of narcotics to contact their anonymous tip line at 716 716-483-TIPS. That number again is 716-483-8477. Police say all calls are kept confidential.
Chautauqua County's executive is scheduled to attend a wind turbine health forum at Erie County Community College this afternoon. Executive George Borrello has been an outspoken voice on the subject. Back in July, the official brought forward concerns about a company planning to put industrial wind turbines in Lake Erie. Borrello says he is looking forward to hearing directly from experts.
We're going to be essentially treading in uncharted territory when it comes to the health impacts of these wind turbines that are now going to be up to 600 feet tall, taller than anywhere on land in North America. I'm very concerned about this giant money grab that is just not taking into consideration the human health impacts and the quality of life impacts that these wind turbines will have.
Now, experts in the fields of acoustics, audiology, and health are slated to present information on the subject. Individuals with first-hand experience of living near turbines in their communities are also scheduled to share their experiences. The forum, held by New York State Senator Rob Ort, will take place from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Erie County Community College North Campus. That's at Gleaser Hall at 6205 Main Street in Williamsville.
Well, New Yorkers have finally chosen a new license plate. This was the clear winner, receiving about half of the votes. The plate features some of the state's most iconic landmarks: the Statue of Liberty, Manhattan skyline, Niagara Falls, a mountain range, and a Long Island lighthouse. It also has an outline of the state showcasing New York's colors, blue and gold, and its motto, Excelsior, which is Latin for ever upward. The New Yorkers had 2 weeks to vote on a total of 5 potential designs. 3 of the finalists featured a solo Lady Liberty. The 5th showcased a bridge named for late former Governor Mario Cuomo. It tied for last place. Now, the official license plate will be available beginning next April. It replaces the current blue and gold plates that were issued in 2010. So certainly, hopefully, people got their voices heard, and this may or may not have been their pick. I'll tell you, it was my pick. You know, if they're going to make us change a license plate, we might as well get a say in it. So it still seems like there's a lot of people online who are upset that they're changing the plate again. You're going to have to pay for these new plates to come out and to get them on your vehicle.
Well, it's only, I think it's if it's like from a while ago.
Right,
so
right.
Like,
Once you have old plates, you're going to have to replace it. But the
yeah.
thing is, people seem to want, you get one plate, and as long as it's not falling apart, why do you have to change it? You know?
Oh, yeah, exactly. And I mean, I think I'm good because I think it's 2014, they said? 12?
Yeah. 2012 or earlier. And, you think about it, it's the yellow and blue ones are falling apart, and you see out there now, it's like a lot of people are mad that they shouldn't be falling apart in the first place. So
They are? I haven't
see,
seen
and
it.
that's the thing. My plates, knock on wood, are fine.
Yeah, me too.
So maybe it was early plates. Who knows? A lot of people seem to be happy with it. Beth says yay. She's happy with the new plate. I think it looks good too. Joe says he picked the torch. Good afternoon to Cindy. Thanks so much for being here. Alberta says it looks good. Good afternoon to Deborah, Brenda, Renee, Lori, Cindy, as well as joined us. Pam, hello to you. Alberta, Bitch, Robbie, Joseph, and Lori. Hopefully you are all doing well. So a lot of people too, Matt, are talking about one of our top stories today. Kind of hearing some of that reaction from Jamestown mayoral candidates in regards to the announcement yesterday by the fire union saying that they feel the public safety is at risk due to understaffing issues. Now, one of the big things we talked about yesterday too, this is not a new problem. It's been going on for quite some time here in Jamestown.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to have to be a lot of negotiating. Maybe there's going to be an arbitration panel. We've seen that. We've seen that with the Kendall union, so
we'll see where it goes.
We're here to cover it, I can tell you that.
And the other thing, too, which I think a lot of people maybe don't realize, is a lot of times city officials, they can't talk about personnel issues publicly. They can't talk about these negotiations, and I think sometimes that maybe is frustrating to people out there who want to know what's going on. And, you know, certainly for the firefighters, they tell us that, you know, at the end of the day, they're concerned with public safety. You know, they have people who are able to work and are able to do that, but at the end of the day, you know, not having a ladder truck, having a staff for both a ladder truck and an ambulance, you know, according to them, isn't adequate. So we'll see what happens. The mayor has yet to call us back in regards to that. So we'll kind of see where this goes, and you know, we'll see what the election plays forward to. Also.
That's right. We'll be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday to Lori's second oldest granddaughter. She has turned 6 today. So happy birthday to all of you. Coming up, a lot more local news. And today's a serious day of awareness. We'll tell you why in just a bit.
But first, New York State will be making another requirement for vape shops around the state. Dakota.
And happy birthday to you from the weather department. And we've got good weather for you. 78 degrees out there right now in Salamanca, but that dew point is creeping up there, and it will continue to rise throughout the day. We'll talk about it next as WNY News Now continues in a minute, so don't go away.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
I've walked my talk. I've brought officials to meet the community. It should be a government by the people, for the people. I've stood alone to represent the citizens of the city for transparency, accountability, and fiscal responsibility. My values haven't changed. I stand for you. Vote November 5th. Liuzzo for mayor.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Happening now, New York State will require health warning signs in shops that sell vaping devices following hundreds of cases of lung illnesses believed to be related to the habit. New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo announced yesterday that the state plans to investigate companies producing vaping liquids. Cuomo urged people not to vape while investigators look into the cause of these illnesses.
Common sense says if you don't know what you are smoking, don't smoke it. And right now, we don't know what you're smoking in a lot of these vaping substances, etc.
Now, New York's health department says the state has 41 cases of severe pulmonary illnesses possibly linked to vaping.
Anti-vaxxers came together in Albany yesterday to protest a move to end a popular vaccine exemption rule. Demonstrators held an anti-vaccination rally outside the state education building. The crowd is unhappy with the law ending the religious exemption for vaccinating school children. The state legislature passed the law back in June amid a measles outbreak in Brooklyn and Rockland County, but some argue it goes against the state's own rights.
The New York State Regents is well aware that this bill is in direct violation of the Dignity for All Students Act. These kids are simply being discriminated against because of their religious views.
Now, the Board of Regents was slated to meet yesterday, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says the MMR vaccine is, quote, very safe and effective. 2 doses of MMR vaccine are about 97% effective at preventing measles, and 1 dose is about 93%.
Well, the number of pregnant women with high blood pressure has soared over the last decades, according to a new study. Mandy Gaithner explains why in today's Health Minute.
Between 1970 and 2010, high blood pressure in pregnant women has increased on average by 6% each year in the United States, and hypertension during pregnancy affects black mothers at twice the rate of white mothers, according to a new study published in the Hypertension Journal report. Researchers are hoping this information will be a step toward figuring out why there's such a disparity between races. The study suggests the rise in women waiting until they are older to have children may be connected to the increase in high blood pressure, which is the leading cause of maternal death in the U.S. Researchers studied CDC records on more than 151 million women between the ages of 15 to 49 who gave birth in a hospital over 4 decades. High blood pressure in pregnancy can lead to complications like preeclampsia, stroke, placental abruption, preterm delivery, or low birth weight for the baby. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
All right, Mandy, and data from this study came from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's National Hospital Discharge Survey.
Well, today marks a serious day of awareness. September 10th is World Suicide Prevention Day. The International Association for Suicide Prevention organizes the observance along with the World Health Organization. Suicide is currently the 10th leading cause of death here in the United States, but it's also a global phenomenon. Experts say some ways to prevent suicide include reducing access to firearms and medications, early care for the mentally ill, school-based interventions, and training health workers to assess and manage suicidal behavior can help too. A traditional part of this annual observance is to light a candle near a window at 8 p.m. And if you or anyone you know is in need of help, please call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 888-273-8255. Again, the number is 888-273-8255.
And yeah, Matt, this is such a very, very serious issue. And one of my dear family members always tends to say, to make light of a very serious topic, is that you are not, your life is worth much more than what anyone or anything could happen. He says jokingly, you haven't pissed off enough people yet. Obviously something like this, if you or your loved ones feel this way, we urge you to please contact the Lifeline number, because it is very very serious issue, and I think an epidemic that is going to be something that's going to be on the mind of many people beyond just today as well.
Absolutely.
So, and for the resources, it seems like things are becoming more available now.
Yeah.
It's more talked about,
Yes.
which I would imagine helps a little bit with it.
Yeah.
So. Coming up next, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. He's standing by live with a look at our upcoming weather forecast.
And later on, we're going to have details on the PFC Dwyer motorcycle run for suicide prevention. As News Now continues.
Now open in downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops, restaurant and tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's going to have some bison in it, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's going to have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
And welcome back, and let's take a look at the pollen levels to start off this weather segment. And right now we're dealing with the ragweed pollen. That's our main culprit right now. It's the weeds Not that kind of weed, it's ragweed. And also the composites in the sagbush is our main culprits right now. We haven't had a whole lot of rain over the past 7 days, honestly. Last Sunday, and this was mainly in the morning on Sunday, we had a little less than 1/4 of an inch, but most of this past week has been rather dry, so that's the good news, but we will get a little bit more rain in here as we go throughout the next couple of days. Here's what's coming up: a warm afternoon ahead. It was a chilly morning, but temperatures respond thanks to the sunshine and a warm front moving on through. The humidity will spike over the next couple of days, so it's going to be feeling like summer once again, and showers and storms arrive especially late tonight, but more widespread showers and storms arrive mainly Wednesday afternoon. And then looking out longer range, we're looking at possibly warmer temperatures. We're not talking about 100 degrees, but the average high this time of the year is around 73, 74, so add about 5 or 10 degrees on top of that, possibly as we go over the next several weeks here. Low temperatures this morning: 48 Jamestown, 48 Olean, 49 Dunkirk, 58 in Erie. So if you didn't really like this cooler air, good news. Last night was the last night of it for a while, but if you like the cooler air, yeah, you're going to have to wait a little bit. So we'll take you through the temperature model to show you where the temperatures are going through the afternoon. Temperatures respond very nicely, already spiking into the 80s by the afternoon. The computer's trying to spit out 86 in Erie. Think that might be a bit overdone by a few degrees, but most everybody should be into the lower to mid 80s through the afternoon. Of course, minus the valleys and the hills, should be down into the 70s, but this is overnight tonight. These are the low temperatures by tomorrow morning. Most everybody 60s, and right near the Lake Erie shoreline staying in the lower 70s. This is a little bit anomalous for basically this time of the year. We are generally not this warm overnight this time of the year, so the humidity will keep us from dropping back temperatures by morning. Here's why: we have a warm front that's going to shove on through the area. However, this warm front's not going to bring any rain with it. It's not until we shove this cold front through that is when we actually bring the rain and storms in here. And again, it looks to be more widespread as we head throughout the afternoon tomorrow. News Now Cam, lots of sunshine downtown, 74, south wind of 9 already. This is up from our low temperature already this morning as of noon hour, and the dew point's creeping up there at 61 degrees, so it feels like 74 when you step outside. Zone by zone, we'll start at the Lake Erie shoreline first. Temperatures here lowered to basically mid to upper 80s here. It's warmid. That is a word when it comes to meteorology. It's warmid, warm and humid, so hope you haven't closed the pool quite yet, because you're going to be needing it through the afternoon. Eastward we go here. Temperatures into the lower 80s here. Some spots maybe mid 80s, especially around Gowanda. Lots of sun, warm but quite muggy. Now the next 7 days of your life, here they come. 81 degrees tomorrow, 72 on Thursday. A little bit of a brief cool down, and again, a few leftover lingering showers on Thursday. Late storm on Friday, and then the weekend is mainly looking dry right now. Sports is next. Don't go away.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Happy Tuesday, sports fans, and welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. Today, both the Jamestown Red Raiders varsity girls tennis team and varsity girls swim team have events. The varsity girls tennis team will be on the road to play against Frewsburg this afternoon at 4 o'clock. Meanwhile, the swim team will also be on the road versus Hamburg tonight at 6 o'clock. In local college action, the JCC women's volleyball team will be hosting a conference game tonight at 6 o'clock against Genesee Community College. Over the weekend, the Buffalo Sabres played 3 games in the 2019 NHL Prospects Challenge. Going 2-1 in their games, Buffalo won their first 2, defeating the New Jersey Devils 6-4 on Friday and the Boston Bruins 4-3 on Saturday. Buffalo lost their final game of the Prospect Challenge on Sunday 6-4 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. With the Prospects Challenge complete, the Sabres will begin their preseason next Monday against the Penguins. Tonight with a 6:40 first pitch, the New York Yankees will begin a 3-game road series versus the Detroit Tigers. Winning 3 out of 4 games versus Boston in their last series, the Yanks remain in first in the AL East at 95-50. On the opposite end of the spectrum, Detroit is not only in last place in the AL Central, but also have the worst record in the MLB this season, being 42-100. Edwin Jackson is set to be Detroit's starting pitcher, with the Yankees pitcher still yet to be determined. The game will be televised on the Yes Network. That's it for sports today. Justin and Matt, back to you.
Alrighty, Norm, thank you. The second annual PFC Dwyer Motorcycle Run for Suicide Prevention will take place Saturday, September 21st at Harley-Davidson of Jamestown and Falconer, with registration starting at 10 a.m. and the event kicking off at 11:15. The cost to register for the ride is $20 per motorcycle, $15 per rider. Registration includes a barbecue chicken dinner. This Dwyer Run was organized to raise awareness about suicide prevention for veterans as well as the local community. Money raised will be used for local suicide prevention efforts throughout the Community Alliance for Suicide Prevention and the Constant Project, an equine and human behavior training program for vets and their families. For more on the program, as well as the PFC Dwyer peer-to-peer program, visit our website at WNYNewsNow.com. And certainly, Matt, we've done a lot of work with the PFC Dwyer program. They do a lot of great work with veterans here in Chautauqua County. Dakota, really a great resource for them because a lot of times they'll come home, some of them who are suffering with PTSD, don't really know where to go or who to reach out with, and that's what the program's all about, is connecting them with other veterans. So, that benefit is a great one for them. If you have a motorcycle and you want to partake in a giant ride like that, which I hear is a lot of fun, and you want a good chicken barbecue as well, please consider that event because it's.
Now, here's my question: I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you know the answer to this, but. I believe our AD Simcoe has a motorcycle, doesn't he?
He used to. I know he said that due to a couple of things, I think he did sell one of his bikes. Okay. But I know he used to be a big rider, and he's a big supporter of that program too. So, it would be kind of fun. Maybe we could. It's only 2 weeks. I don't know how fast you can get your motorcycle license, but we could get Dakota his license.
Oh yeah, right.
I doubt we could get it that fast, but it would be really cool to see him out there.
Yeah.
You know what he
disaster.
does? Hey, you know what? You have your chief weather license.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Until they revoke that someday.
We could stick you on a pedal bike.
I can arrange for that if you want.
Yeah, let's not do that. So, school bus stop forecast for the kids coming home today. Again, if you sent the kids off to school this morning with a sweater, forget it. You're not going to need it this afternoon. 76 to 83. Sending them off tomorrow. Warm and muggy, 65 to 74. A few showers around, but otherwise not bad. Here comes the 7-day. And again, we stay humid all the way in through pretty much Friday. We start to cool off for the weekend.
All right. Hey, like the summertime return, Dakota.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's going to do it for us today. Of course, if you missed anything we talked about, don't worry. You can catch it on the flip side as this broadcast loops right here on Facebook Live and on our 24-hour streaming network on WNYNewsNow.com. When you're on the go, it's easy to stay in the know by downloading the WNY News Now mobile app. It's free right now. Just search it on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. See you back here tomorrow.